All right, good morning and welcome to the 2021-2022 Maverick Challenge Regional Finals. We are so excited to have you all here with us this morning. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping items. If you are joining us both as a participant and an audience member, we would ask that you please mute yourself this morning. If you go down to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you should see that option. We also ask that you consider to turn your video off throughout the morning if you'll be moving around and multitasking. We don't want to cause a distraction for our presenters. One thing to also keep in mind, our event is recorded. Our presenters will receive a copy of that recording next week. But if you're watching and joining us, keep that in mind. If you are jumping in and out of the call this morning, please know that we will hold you in the recording in the waiting room while our students are presenting, and we will clear out the waiting room between each presentation. So just keep that in mind if you're back and forth with us this morning. The Maverick Challenge was started in 2008 by the Columbus Area Chamber of Commerce, and since its inception, we've had thousands of students compete in our competition, and this year alone, we have over 300 students representing 12 high schools in 6 counties that participated with us. This morning, the top individual or team from Dearborn, Bartholomew, Franklin and Ripley, Jackson, Monroe, and Scott counties will participate and try to win the top spot in our regional finals. Prior to this morning, our students have completed our digital curriculum on business foundations, created innovative business plans, networked with community members, and pitched at the local levels. I expect that our judges will have a very tough job this morning as they listen to these pitches from across the region. Speaking of judges, and I didn't give them a great warning of this, but speaking of judges, I'd love for them to give us just a quick hello this morning if they would quickly introduce themselves. I'll let them unmute themselves here in the other room.
I can start. My name is Mary. I am from Bloomington, Indiana. I work at the Chamber of Commerce. I lead their nonprofit there called the Success School. I am also a current grad student at the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs. I am getting my master's in public affairs with a concentration in nonprofit management.
My name is Dan Nash. I'm the Startup Ecosystem Manager for Velocities. My role essentially is to help any entrepreneurs and startups in the Velocities region of Monroe, Brown, and Bartholomew County.
Guys, Colin Kramer. I'm a chiropractor with Clear Choice Chiropractic here in Columbus. And yeah.
I'm Jason Belk. I'm the Corporate Director of Sales for Sprague Hotel Developers. We have hotels from Noblesville all the way down to Seymour, so I kind of cover the state.
My name is John Sandlin. I'm a local Christian financial advisor. I also run a couple not-for-profits, mostly in the addiction recovery space, and we have a car ministry also, and a mentorship ministry. I have an undergrad in mechanical engineering and a master's in business from Kelly.
All right, we cannot thank our judges enough for taking time on a Saturday morning to join us, and I know that they will provide great feedback this morning. All right, but we'll flip on over to our schedule for the day. We are going to do our very best to stick to our schedule this morning. You can see we have a couple minutes here, and then we will jump into presentations. We will take a break mid-morning, and then we will have another break for scoring and an awards ceremony at noon. So if you need to leave, we do encourage you to come back at noon so that you can hear the awards presented to our students. Let's see, with our students, just a few reminders for them if they are listening now. Our students, we've told them they can jump in and out of the call as needed this morning. We do want them to remember that their goal is to make it as close to 10 minutes as possible for their presentation. If they do continue presenting past that mark and make it to 12 minutes and 30 seconds, they will be asked to stop presenting. At the end of the presentation, students can expect to have questions from our panel of judges. And then after that, we will allow our judges to deliberate. You will see a filler slide on the screen, and we will start checking in with the next team while judges are working on filling out score sheets. If you are sticking with us throughout the morning, you may hear us repeat some of these directions. Just as students come in and out, we want to make sure that they're all ready and equipped for the day. So part of that right now is we're going to welcome our first team. Up first is Highway Hippie. Highway Hippie is representing Bartholomew County this morning, and more specifically, they are from Columbus East. Right, judges, if you'll give me a thumbs up if you are ready. And then Sarah, Sophia, and Morgan, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, take a deep breath if you need to, and then when you guys are ready, we will have you guys get started.
Hi, I'm Sarah Hawkersmith.
I'm Sophia Myers. And I'm Morgan Olson.
And our product is the Highway Hippie. Ever since the pandemic, people have become way too obsessed with their plants. From overcrowding their living rooms with leafy greens to becoming emotionally codependent on a flower, people are obsessed with their plants. Now that things are opening back up again, people want a way to take their plants on the road with them. That's where our product comes in. The Highway Hippie is an innovative thermodynamic planter that sits in the window of your car. It features a soil spill saver and a water alert system to help keep your plants healthy and mess-free. It is attached to your car with adhesive strips that hold lots of weight, are safe and mess-free for your car. We are a completely sustainable brand, which means that we only use recycled materials when making our products.
As you can see here, the back of the planter is used for hanging and support, and we also have a weatherproof lid, which keeps your plants safe in your car no matter what the weather is outside. And at the bottom, we have our water alert system, which tells you when you need to water your plant. Here we have more pictures of our planter. For this scenario, we put it in the front window, but for safety reasons, you would normally put it in the back seat window or even in the rear window. Through a Bluetooth water sensor, you can measure the amount of moisture in the soil of your planter.
This Bluetooth sensor monitors soil moisture levels and will send a notification straight to your phone, so you can easily track when your planter needs water, when it needs to be watered, and that keeps your plant healthy and alive.
But what is to stop people from buying one planter and never thinking of us again? Our plant subscriptions and our buying options. As of right now, we offer a subscription box which contains 2 surprise plants, stickers, and our certificate of adoption. There will be 4 shipments sent out once every 3 months, and this will cost $150 annually. Our certificate of adoption allows plant parents to feel more connected to their plants, and those who can't commit to their plant can fall in love with their plant in the old-fashioned way.
And that is through our one-time only buying option. So we offer plants for single selling if you don't want to commit to the subscription box, just another option for our buyers. You guys are holding certificates of adoptions in front of you guys along with your plants. For the sake of today, we went ahead and named them for you and put your names on the certificates, but normally this would be a unique customizable experience for the customer upon checkout.
So this is the app. Over on the left, you have a picture of what a notification would look like saying that you need to water your plant. In the middle is showing where you can add a new plant and name it as well, and then put the type of plant. And over on the right, you have a tips and tricks page that'll tell you how to take care of your plant. The base price is $35, and with additional customizations, the customer can expect to pay anywhere between $5 and $15 for each additional feature. Our target customers are garden lovers and hippie era grown-ups around the ages of 16 to 30 years old. Around 16 or 17 years old, teenagers start to get their license and want to decorate their cars. But also around the ages of 30, you start to have higher responsibilities and you no longer really want to decorate your car.
So how do we know that our seemingly small portion of the market will be profitable? We operate in 3 smaller markets: the plant market, the auto industry, and the sustainability industry. 66% of people own a houseplant, and in 2020, 117.65 million people bought flowering plants. So we know people love plants. As for the auto industry, 90% of new car buyers choose to accessorize their vehicles, spending on average about $800. So we know people love to accessorize their cars. Why not accessorize them with plants? As for sustainability, 35% choose sustainable products over products that aren't sustainable, and 77% of Americans say that they are committed to a green future. Our main competition is car accessory businesses like O'Reilly Auto Parts and AutoZone, and places that sell decorative plants like Bloomscape or Still. The way that we are different is that we are sustainable and our products are made for recycled materials, which is very rare, especially in the automotive industry where brands are not normally sustainable there at all. And the main difference between the two of us is that they are either a decorative plant company or a car accessory company, but we are uniquely both.
So our message is, on the open road, let your plants guide you home. This is because no matter where you are, your plants are always going to be with you, and you will be able to remember the earth. The majority of our customers will find out about our company through big social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We will also have posters hung at car dealerships, and we will make deals with them. And you can also find more information on our website, highwayhippieplanters.com, and on our Instagram, highway.hippie. So this is our Instagram page that we would use to reach out to our customers. Over on the left, you have a picture that introduces our company and talks a little bit about our weatherproof lid and how our company is eco-friendly and made out of all recycled materials. And over on the right, you have a picture of some of the stickers customers can buy in order to customize their planter.
You can order online from us anytime, but we do own and operate a commercial warehouse on 125 Ivy Drive in Savannah, Georgia. Here we have 15 employees working about 35 hours a week to help ship out all of the plants and make your plant dreams come true. Next, we're going to take a look at our website, and this website is fully functioning. So if you would like to look at it later on your own, we would love for you to see all the little details we've added in there for you. As you open the page, there's a beautiful graphic of a flower that says plants are power, customizable, unique products just for you. This is just a way for us to invite our customers in and let them see that we love plants and we hope that they do too. As you scroll further down on the home screen, you'll see some of our new arrivals, our best sellers, and we would even put sales and promotions on here, which is just an eye grabber for our customers. We have an About Us section that just reassures our customers that it's okay to be obsessed with plants because we are too, and that's why we need this product. We have our logo right here, which you might have seen featured on our slides. It's just a very cute picture of a car with some flowers in it. We have a contact section so customers can leave us any feedback that they have or come to us with any concerns, and we'll work hard to answer every single customer's complaints just to make sure that we are being held accountable as a brand. As you scroll up, you'll see the shop page, which features all of our products for an easy shopping experience. If you just know what you're looking for, you can go straight to this page. We also have a frequently asked questions page, which has a couple of questions like, what's our return policy? This just keeps people from asking those questions on those contact sites, which ensures that we will have a faster turnaround on getting back to them. We have some customer testimonials that just say how much people have loved our product and loved our brand. They took all of my customization requests and really made my plant my own. This person loved our company, loved our team, and it was such an easy, fun, and affordable business. And then we have someone that said they're absolutely in love with their plants. We are just really happy to have customers that love our product, and this will just reassure future customers that we are the brand for you and that we will make your plant dreams come true. We have a Meet the Team section, which allows you to see us, see who we are and what we're about. And I think that this just really puts a face behind the brand. I think shopping can be kind of scary online, especially if it's a product you don't know a lot about. But this lets you see our faces and just know that we are real people behind this brand who love plants. We have that contact section, once again, just so people can leave us feedback, and an About Us section that shows people how we respond out of a pandemic after the outbreak of plant culture. And then when people become attached to their plants, we decided to make it a business. We also feature a login screen. So when people decide to purchase their plants, they can create an account with us or sync their Google and Facebook accounts so they can log in. This really customizes the experience for them. They will make their adoption certificate through that. They will be able to track their past and present orders and see all the plants they've bought and what they've named those plants. It's also really great for our brand and the marketing aspect of it because we will have an email list where we can send out promotions, special offers, and then send customizable things to those people's emails just to keep us in the forefront of their mind.
Our management team consists of Sarah on production, so she deals with things with the warehouse. Sophia deals with our finance, where she does budgeting. And then I'm our marketing, so I deal with like our Instagram page. But we will also be having lawyers, accountants, and a board of directors in case we need them. We are asking for $1,768,600 in investments for a grand total of $2,368,600. The remaining $600,000 is an accumulation of the partner savings. The cost comes from the $8,333 monthly rent on a commercial warehouse and the $6,000 in machinery we need for production. Our 15 employees work 35 hours a week, with our part-time employees earning $10 an hour and our full-time employees earning $15 an hour. We expect to sell 5,000 units at $35 a unit for projections of $175,000 and an additional $10,000 in customizations. We are selling our subscription box for $150 and we expect to make a profit of $120. This projects a total of $558,590 in total revenue for the first year.
Help make our plant dreams come true and invest in the highway hippie today. Do you guys have any questions for us?
Judges, I think you are muted. Let me. All right, judges are set. Do you have any questions for the team?
I've got one. I'm curious why the operations are based out of Savannah, Georgia. Was there like a strategic purpose for that or something else?
Yes, so Savannah, Georgia is kind of a hub for college kids. It's a big city, it's a big town. We're hoping to one day expand, and instead of just being someplace where we process orders, maybe doing events, opening a small store in person, and we kind of want to be centered all around one city. Savannah also has a low cost of living, so we're able to keep our employees paid well, but also we don't have a minimum wage that we have to meet, so that we can continue to earn your money back if you choose to invest in us. Eventually, we do want to, especially since Georgia has a lot of mountains, outdoorsy things, we want to play our part in the community, whether that's having, a planting session where we grow a community garden, or whether that's having people decorate pots to put their plants in. We just really want to engage in our community, and Savannah is kind of the perfect place for that for us.
Hey girls, Dr. Kramer here. I have a question. Are you guys currently selling these? Have you started that?
We are currently in pre-orders right now, so we have not sold anything. We really just want to make sure that we get, we want to make sure it's very safe, because it is in a car, the planter especially. We want to make sure that it is a safe experience for the customer, and we want to make sure, like, we're in the process of developing our adhesive strips right now. And say you take a sharp corner and your planter falls off, that could hurt someone, land on someone. So we really just need this investment in order to get this business off the ground, make sure that everything is safe for your car, so it doesn't cause an accident later down the line.
Okay. And have you done like some testing then too on it? Like with does the extreme cold, if you're in Indiana, or extreme hot, would that kill the plant? Or have you had a chance to get into that yet?
Yeah, we are currently developing this technology, but like I said, this is why we're seeking investments today, is to just really make the prototype more solid, because we don't want it to go out and then, but we are looking into the thermodynamic piece of that. That's really important to us, that it needs to let sunlight in, but keep the cold weather out and the warm weather out as well, if it's extreme heat in the summer, if you live somewhere like Arizona. So we are still in the process of developing that and testing it.
Sure. Yeah, it's a great idea. I just didn't know how far you got with like working out the kinks like that. Awesome.
So I had a question about the competition. So when you talk about AutoZone and O'Reilly's also selling automotive accessories, when you presented that, my immediate thought was those should be your natural partnerships of places that could sell your products. Can you help us understand why you think they're a competitor instead of a partner?
They are not so much our competitor as much as the people that they represent are our competitors. So they sell other car accessories in our store. And our product is higher priced because it's a better quality product. It's new, it's innovative, it has all the technology needed. But you know, somebody who's on a budget will walk into O'Reilly and say, oh, I just want a steering wheel cover. I don't need that. That's not, so that's our immediate competition, because people, when they go to accessorize their car, I feel like they don't automatically know what they want. And a plant is kind of way out there right now. So we do want to partner with them later down the line. I think our immediate thought is car dealerships rather than O'Reilly, just because we feel like if we can get to customers the second that they buy that new car, if we can make a deal with them that, like, you know, when you buy a new car, you get a free planter or something like that, making those deals with those car dealerships, we'd be able to keep customers on the line longer. And be able to help them just stick with us and our brand. So that's our first thought. I think later down the line, when we have more of a brand presence, we will definitely seek out those retailers. But for now, I think we need more of a brand presence just to make sure that people understand who we are and what we're about. Because if you saw this planter in stores, you know, with just a tag and a label on it, you'd have no idea what it meant or how to use it. And you'd be like, that doesn't exist, that can't work. So we think we just need more of a brand presence before we go there.
All right, judges, any other questions? Are we good?
I think we're good.
All right, thank you so much. We will go now. We'll let our judges go ahead and start deliberating. Everyone else, if you will just hang tight, we will get ready for our next team. Thank you, Highway Hippie.
Thank you, guys.
We have Tanner up this morning. He is representing, as I said before, Dearborn County. We've had some slight connection issues. He is going to be presenting, and we are going to help him out with his slides on our end. So if you're watching and see his signals or him asking us to switch slides, please be understanding.
All righty. I'll get started then. Okay.
All right.
Hello, judges. My name is Tanner Fox. I am a senior here at Lawrenceburg High School, and I'm the creator of the brand known as Foxwash, which is also the mean clean of your dreams. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so what is Foxwash? For me, Foxwash is an outdoor cleaning company that provides service. Oh, back to the first slide. I didn't. Okay, what is Foxwash? Foxwash is an outdoor cleaning company that provides services such as home detailing, automotive detailing, and amenity detailing. And we are based out of the Aurora, Greendale, Hidden Valley, and Lawrenceburg area. So a very local area to start out, but I plan on getting bigger. Next slide, please. So what is the problem that we are asking here? Can you click? Yeah, there we go. And the problem is that these dirty sheds, decks, driveways, and houses, they're just not very appealing to the eye. And many people want these clean properties that they just don't have the time, effort, or technology to have so they can clean and make these properties what they want them to look like. So for my solution, I'm going to clean these sheds, patios, decks, porches, and driveways to give people clean properties and provide a quick and easy service that has the time, effort, and technology to truly turn these properties from old and dark to something new and bright. Okay, next slide. So I was able to tackle the. Can you go back to the pictures that were on the slide before, please? So, to explain these pictures, I was able to tackle this job over the summer and actually started during my summer break when going into my senior year. I was able to turn the porch that you see in your top left corner from that, something dirty, dark, not very good looking, and not very appealing to the eye, to your picture right next to it on the right, which is much more clean and appealing. You know, it just looks way better, and I feel like that's what the customers want to see. And then again, below that, you see the driveway picture. I was able to turn that into what you see on the right side. Again, just another appealing looking driveway that really catches the eye of not only you, but your neighbors as well. And next slide, please.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on from that to my customer validation. If you look in your message to the top right corner, it says, thanks Tanner, we just got home and the porch looks amazing. I am already getting compliments on my high quality service, and it says way better than what it used to look like. I would love to thank you again for the quick and easy service. Again, already showing that my quick and fast service is very reliable. And then if you look on the bottom slide, it says, thank you so much, Tanner. The driveway looks amazing, and my neighbors are already complimenting it. Therefore, I am already getting advertisement, and I didn't even put a sign up. And it says, I have your name to a few of them. Thanks again for the great job and fast service. Again, already complimenting on my fast service, and I'm already using word of mouth advertising to the next customer. All right, next slide, please.
Tanner, we can see the slides. There's a lag on our end that we cannot get caught back up. So just know we can see the slides. It's just taking a while to switch for you.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that too. I don't know if that was happening on your guys' end as well.
Yep, we can see the competition slide right now.
Okay. So, okay, let's move on to the competition standpoint of the slideshow. So for my competition, I have Local Cleaners, which is Cole's Car Wash, which is a car detailing service that really only offers car detailing, and they don't really offer the punch that I'm looking for with the houses and the amenities and stuff like that as well. And then with the advantages with me is that we not only have house amenity detailing, but we also do automobile as a little side gig. We offer the high quality detailing and cleaning, and we are the top of the line pressure washing technology that offers the most quick, reliable, and efficient brand for an affordable price for every homeowner. Okay, next slide on your guys' end, please. So moving on to my market opportunity and target market. My market opportunity is between Hidden Valley, Greendale, Lawrenceburg, and the Aurora areas, which have a total population of 18,813 individuals, with only 10 to 15% of the population actually washing their own house and driveways. For target market, I would like to target houses around or near Seagram's and businesses, because Seagram's is a big alcoholic beverage producer in the Greendale area that provides a lot of soot that comes out of their smokestacks, and it connects to the houses, which that is the area that I'm looking to aim towards. And then I'm also looking to aim towards regular home and automobile owners. Next slide for you guys then, please. For my promotional services and advertising, for my promotional services, I would love to offer free estimates on everyone's project that they would love me to be working on. I will use discounts on their water use because I am going to be using your water. I'm not going to penalize you against it for it. I'm offering a 10% off next service if you are a previous customer. So what that means is if you are a previous customer with me, your next service, I will give you a 10% off. And then if you refer someone that used my brand, I will offer them a 5% referral discount for their use. And then for the advertising, I'm using word of mouth, yard signs, and radio ads. Along with social media, I'm using my Instagram account at fox.wash812, my Facebook at foxwash812, and then my Twitter at foxwash812 as well. And then next slide for you guys. What you have in front of you, judges, is a picture of my flyer that I am handing out and putting in the Greendale, Aurora, Lawrenceburg, and Hidden Valley areas. If you can see it, it says the Foxwash logo, mean clean your dreams, what we do, the premier house amenity detailing service, and that you can call me for a free estimate anytime. And I am putting those up in a big real estate area or real estate company in our area known as Low Miller Real Estate. So I am already getting free advertising through them as well. Next slide for you guys. So looking at my revenue outlook, for the pricing on the houses and amenities, I have looked and found that the elasticity of prices that people are willing to pay for square foot for a house is around 45 to 75 cents per square foot. So I figured I'd hit it right in the middle to make it affordable for a high quality cleaning. And then same thing with driveway. It was around 15 to 35 cents per square foot. Again, hit it right in the middle, make it affordable for everybody. And then I am offering an option to seal for $80 afterwards. So what the seal does is it prevents it from future coloring, cracks, grass growing through and stuff like that. And then it's just more bang for your buck. And then for pricing with vehicles, I am basing it off of Kohl's Car Wash's prices, but with a little bit less. For trucks, since they're the biggest option, I will be doing $110. For SUV and station wagons, I'm doing $95. For sedans and coupes, because they're the smallest of the bunch, I'll be doing $90. And again, it's just more bang for your buck with a quality cleaning. And then to get down to the flat minimum fee, which is your guys' next slide. For the flat minimum fee, it won't be added until the very end of the project is done, because we don't want to go in and do a 35 by 20 foot driveway and only come out with $135. So for the small minimum fee, anything under 50 by 20 square feet will be $150. For a medium, which is anything 50 to 20 by 20 to 85 by 20 is $175. And then large is anything above 85 feet by 20 feet, which would be $200. And then anything that is absurdly larger or way bigger will be based off of the job size. And then next slide for you guys. So how profitable am I? So with the Greendale population of adults, according to worldpopulationreview.com, a survey taken in 2019, the total Greendale population of adults is 3,439 people. And using that number, I've divided it by 2 and averaged it out to have about 1,719 homes, with the average driveway square feet of being 640 square feet, which is 2 cars parked vertically. If I am able to hit 5% of that area, is 85 homes. So if we do the math here, we'll take 25 cents per square feet and then times it by 640, which is the average square foot of the driveway. And then we add the 150 flat fee, which would be a total of $310. And if we knock out those 85 homes or 5%, and we times it by the 310 that it would cost to do each driveway, I would have a total projection of the 5% of the Greendale population to be $26,350. Okay, next slide, please. For my funding and expenses, I'm currently self-funded. I do have money coming out of my pocket, but I also have a part-time job currently to help fund the business, to help pump money in, and then also from the jobs that I did over the summer. that is also helping out with the business. And then for the expenses, I have a $200 pressure washer, which I already own. And then the sealant that I am offering, which I already own, and then $150 worth of soaps, nozzle heads, and brushes, which is already owned. But if I didn't already own this, I'd be able to knock all of that out and get all of that within my first 2 jobs of working. Next slide, please. For my future intentions and goals, I would love to expand to Northern Kentucky and tri-state areas, just to get out of the local area and get a little bit more broad. And then I would love to possibly offer a snow removal service in the winter so I can really make the Foxwash brand go year round. I'm going to be partnering with Greendale Municipality, which is the utilities area of Greendale, so they can help me get my name out there and maybe make me the #1 power wash guy for the Greendale area. I am also partnering with Eagle Country to help me with radio ads for their radio station. And then I'm going to be opening a small garage for year-round detailing because, let's be honest, not everyone wants that salt sticking to the side of their cars during the winter. So why not open it year-round so everyone can have the clean car that they always want? Next slide. I would just like to thank you guys for listening. And yeah, this has been Foxwash, and my name's Tanner, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Tanner. The judges are unmuting right now, and I'm sure they will have a few questions for you.
Awesome.
I have a question. Do you have any plans to like expand like your inventory or like hire any like employees to like help you with the work, or is it solely just you doing the work and like providing the service?
As of right now, it's just me currently that's been doing these jobs. I do plan on in the future, as if needed, to employ other employees to help me get these jobs done so I can get more jobs done throughout these areas and make more profit.
Okay, thank you.
Which is based off of my workload.
With the cleaning products that you use, is there specific soaps or other products that make sure that they're not potentially like staining a house or ruining a yard, or how do you take that into consideration for your work?
Yeah, so the current soap that I do use for the housing is a chemical-free based. So I've looked into it, and what I've seen from my research is that chemical-free isn't going to really leave stains on the houses. I do the same thing when I look for my cars because I have cleaned my car multiple times, to get practice in for it. And I use certain soaps brought to you by the brand of Chemical Guys, which is a very well-known car detailing soap brand that really provides no stains, no damages to the car in any way, and just really makes it look brand new right when it's done.
So, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Tanner, just to build on that really quickly too, if you do damage something, have you looked into, like, is there an insurance that you can carry if the pressure washer were to crack something or break it, or have you looked into that at all?
Yes. So I worked with my one of my mentors is actually my father, who is a construction manager basically. And what he has me do is to, before I do a job, is to have like a customer contract, so that they're willing to sign that, and if it's any property damages and stuff like damage to the property, we have a way to solve the problem. And yes, I will be looking into, I haven't done that yet, but looking into insurances and seeing what I can provide to help make sure that if something does get damaged, we can get it fixed right away for the customer.
Yeah, just food for thought. Thanks.
I guess this isn't so much of a question, but we were just talking. We do want to commend you on your professionalism, especially throughout all the technical difficulties. So we appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for sticking with me, guys.
All right, judges.
Tanner, are you only interested in the smaller jobs like cars and porches? Or are you also exploring contracts with bigger companies or like city parks and rec type organizations that need regular cleaning, or businesses that have more surface area that needs cleaned and protected?
So as of right now, while the business is very small, I am focusing mainly on the smaller areas but I do plan on growing larger, especially with the Seagrams, because they don't only just hit the small houses, they hit the big houses as well. So I plan on, yes, moving up to larger scale projects, but that is when the workload gets a little bit too much to where I need to start hiring employees. But yes, as of right now, I plan on sticking with the smaller communities, but yes, I plan on in the future to grow to the larger areas as well.
Thank you.
Judges, any other questions or comments? All right, thank you so much, Tanner. We are so sorry for all the technical difficulties, and we are so glad that you were patient. With that, you did a great job of remaining cool and collected through all of that. And next up, we have Green Breeze from Franklin and Ripley counties. They're representing Oldenburg Academy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Emma Weberding.
I'm Spencer Mack.
And Elizabeth Gigrich. Today, me and my partners will be introducing you to our new product, the Green Breeze. You can switch the slide, please. Thank you.
All right, so if you're thinking about the last 3 to 4 years, the event that has to be on your mind has to be coronavirus, right? I mean, it affected all of us drastically. People lost their jobs, people were quarantined, they had to stay home. It was a huge event that happened, and I couldn't help it, I guess our group couldn't help but think, how nicer would it have been if we would have had purer air, more clean air? So this brings me to our product. Our product is an air purification system designed as a plant. So it carries the aesthetics of a plant while also having a more efficient way of purifying the air. And I noticed you guys have a few plants on your desks there. How cool would it be if those plants were also, purifying the air? You guys are in a small space, it'd be great. So what we're more after, a 100 square foot room. So a smaller area. But let's talk about the product. So here's our product here. It is wood, but first inside is this small air purifier. It fits inside. It has ventilated sides, as you can see here, maybe depending on your resolution, but the sides are ventilated in order for air to move in and out, cleaning it. Now, on top of that, this is our interchangeable head. So there's going to be many different flowers that you can use throughout. And you might notice a little bit of red as she changes the flower top. The little bit of red there is actually Himalayan salt, which is a naturally purifying agent. So the Himalayan salt will purify the air. The air purifier will purify the air, and you'll be able to get that plant aesthetic look that you want. As scaling continues, we'll be able to have different sorts of bases. As we see here, we've got a different color base. I failed to mention that this wood and all of these bases are sourced from a local carving shop that we've been working with. And as I stated previously, the heads are interchangeable. So if you're in a classroom and you like this certain type of plant, boom, we got you. If you are a Purdue alum and you want a Purdue top in it because you really like to show people that you like Purdue, we can get you a Purdue flag on it. And that's how, we can do that for you. Next slide, please. Okay, the business model is simple. We start with this very small $8 purifier. And as Elizabeth will show you right now, so this is only $8. It's not an expensive purifier, but it does the job well. Now, this custom-made base with the current price of wood and the carving shops we've been working with, we've gotten the price to about 75 cents per base. And then the fake plant on top and the Himalayan salt, we're sourcing that for around 45 cents, bringing our total cost to $9.20. So not a super high total cost, but that is our business model. Next slide, please.
As Spencer mentioned prior, this Green Breeze product is meant for smaller spaces. So we're targeting people like teachers who are in their classrooms all day. It can get a little hot and stuffy in there. As a student, I know this for a fact. College students, they do everything from sleep to study in their dorms. They're not allowed to have air conditioning, or they're not allowed to open their windows as well. So this is a great product for them to have. And homeowners, this is good for people with allergies and also children so they can get sick less. And people who work in a cubicle office space, it just cleans the air. And with COVID-19, people coming back to work, this is just a great portable safety net thing to have. They can bring it into work and out of work too, in case they have days where they go into the office and days where they're out of the office. You can switch the slide, please.
Our competition. So for our competition, we found the top 3 air purifiers as of 2021, which, as you can see, those are Coe, Blue Air, and Honeywell. Coe is more expensive and also filtering a larger room, and that is at $230. It has more amenities like a self-set timer. So with that being said, it alerts you as the filter needs changed, all the way down to a more reasonable priced one, which is Honeywell at $65, filtering a 100 square foot room about 5 times an hour, with the filter that needs changed about every 4 months. So we wanted to do something that would be kind of in between those 2 prices, but also offer something aesthetically pleasing. So we thought Green Breeze was the perfect product at $78.88, filtering a 100 square foot room about every 30 minutes, and the filter only needs changed every 6 months. So pretty reasonable. Next slide, please.
All right, the sales approach, the funnest part, in my opinion, the most fun. Okay, how are we going to reach customers? So advertising is my specialty, I like to believe. As far as advertising goes, social media advertising, Facebook and Instagram, Google searching, the AdWords kind of advertising through there, lots of that. LinkedIn advertising as well. Now, why all of these advertising services in particular? Because the demographic can be nailed down very, very, very tight. With LinkedIn, you can choose occupation. If you're a teacher, if we want to target teachers, then we go into the LinkedIn advertising and we choose occupation of teacher, and all of the teachers, all of the people with teacher as their occupation on LinkedIn will be targeted. If we're on Facebook, I've experimented with this advertising before. You can nail it down to what gender, what age, stuff like that. You can get very, very, very specific. So as far as reaching customers, the other thing, and invention conventions, going around to different spots and showing off our product where it's tangible, where you can touch it, feel it, really get, really learn about it. As I stated earlier, the extremely targeted audience, that's the beauty of the modern world we live in. It's a little scary, but it's also super beneficial for people like us. Next slide, please.
Spencer, Elizabeth, and I all have different roles in the production process. Elizabeth will be the production specialist. She will be in charge of making sure everything is up to our standards. Spencer will be the director of marketing. As he said before, he loves doing that kind of stuff. And he's just going to make sure all of our marketing strategies will hit our target market. And I will be the chief of finance, so I will make sure everything will stay in our budget. Next slide, please. Thank you.
All right, I said the funnest part was the marketing. This is my favorite part. All right, $9.20 is our total expense without marketing costs, without overhead. But for now, we're just going to focus on the product and our margin on that. With a sales price of $78.88, we're seeing profit margins of 88%, with our total profit being $69.89 per sale. Now, if our product cost is so low, how can we justify this price? Currently, the air purifier market is super inflated. Our price is on the lower end of averages of others while providing 2 features. None of these other air purifiers have the aesthetic part. So that is that. As far as the $78.88, I've been selling online for about 4 years now, with around probably 5,000 to 6,000 depending a month. You want to price it. I like to price my products, and I think it helps a lot if you price it uniquely. $78.88. Why? Because everybody's pricing everything else for $79.99. So that pricing is going to make your product stand out. I think it's a great idea. So that would explain that. Next slide, please.
For the next 90 days, we just wanted to focus kind of shortly. So we want to focus on photographing our products to get that on the electronic ads, like Spencer said. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook ads, to get it out there and for everybody to see. We also want to focus on having our first product made just to get ready to sell. And we would also like to have pre-made bases ready. And those could be either like we have the wood, or they could be the colors like navy or white, just to be ready to go and ready to sell. So when they come in for orders, we are ready to sell them.
Thank you for listening to our product. We would like to open the floor to any questions now.
Hey, guys, this is Jason back here. I have a question. So if somebody wanted a larger option, let's say the aesthetic of a bigger plant fits more in the environment that they're in, whether it be a bedroom or a classroom, do you guys have size differences, or is it just that one size?
For now, we're trying to just target this one market. As far as scaling and stuff goes on, this current size should do it should do good for classrooms. It should do good for bedrooms and stuff like that. I see what you're saying if like it were an open floor or something like that. And I could totally see that happening as scaling continues, as sales, start to mount up and a few years down the road. But currently we're just trying to stick with this smaller version for this very targeted market that we're going for.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Guys, maybe something to consider too, when you were talking about the pricing and all that stuff at 78.88. Now, are you using like a retailer, like a distributor that you're getting that out to, or are you just selling direct at this point? Because that could obviously affect price too. If you're selling it for 78.88, then the store that buys it from you is gonna have to turn around and sell that for a profit as well. So that would increase your price. I don't know if you kind of consider that at all.
Yeah, we are not doing any sort of brick and mortar stores, only direct to consumer. Maybe Amazon too, as that starts to, mount up from that. But with Amazon and stuff like that, you can make your own pricing anyway. So we're not putting our product in any stores like at all. This is the only way to get this product would be from an online retailer that would be making their profit through fees. And like we could have our own pricing or through our direct to customer website.
I guess one thing that I would throw out there, just being with what I'm involved in hotels, especially with coronavirus, that's a very big thing to ensure the guests that everything is safe, everything is clean. So even the aesthetic of that, the base that would go along with the hotel business, that would be an opportunity if you guys haven't thought about that, because that's something that's ever changing, and there's so many hotels out there that would want to add that into their COVID protocols to ensure the guests that the air is pure, everything is as clean as they expect.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. Totally.
I am wondering, have you all sold any units yet? Or do you personally use them, or just kind of curious what the traction or usage is at this point?
No, we don't have any sales just yet. We still have to make, we think we want to take the base one more step before all the advertising and stuff starts. As far as personal use, I think we all use a air purifier and and like humidifiers and stuff like that. So no sales yet, but as far as tracking the market, I mean, you can see what these kind of things are selling for. I don't think air purifiers is a market that's going to necessarily die down anytime soon, but no sales as of now.
And I had a question, like, where are you sourcing the air purifier itself? Like, are you buying it just online somewhere? Like, have you been like, because I think it might be a good idea to like be in contact with the company or kind of like partner with them in a way, to kind of like sell your device as like, like an accessory to go along with it. Can you tell me more about like where you're buying the air purifiers from?
Absolutely. So this purifier, this first one, I was in contact with this distributor. If we buy in wholesale, that's how we would get the lower price. So we have a distributor that we've got a wholesale. If we buy like 50 units, we can get that $8 price that we saw earlier. So we paid a little bit more for the single product, that purifier itself, but that's just because we got one and not all of them. Can you explain more what you meant by like like partnering with them and having them?
Yeah, I didn't know like if it was like what the company was like that you're buying it from. Like if you, like I said, if you could kind of partner with the company to on their website or something to like kind of market your item as like an accessory to their air purifier if it's a popular company.
The way I got in, I don't think I could see that for maybe a different company, but the current one we're using, I got in contact with them through like an Amazon like company. I just contacted the manufacturer. They only sell through Amazon, so I don't think they would be open to that. I mean, you could always ask, but I think they're probably happy with just selling their purifier as of now. But we could always ask.
So if I bought one and the air purifier fails tomorrow, do you guys honor the warranty or do I have to go back to the air purifier?
So we would have a 30-day return rate. So you could always return it and get your money back, but we could definitely see into our profit margin just sending out another purifier. As long as it's within a certain, we probably do a 60-day warranty for, if it breaks, or a 30-day return policy as far as that would go.
Outstanding. Any other questions, judges?
I think we're good.
All right. Thank you so much, Green Breeze.
Thanks, guys.
Outstanding job this morning. Thank you for your patience as we clicked through slides for you. All right, if you are just joining us this morning, welcome to the Maverick Challenge Regional Finals. We're so glad that you are with us. We are running on a slight delay right now. We are catching up after some technology issues. As we all get settled here and get ready, we are getting ready to hear from Alexis Morris from Jackson County. Her business is No Borders. I do want to remind our judges as they're starting to get situated and settled that they do have envelopes on their table that Alexis has left for them, so they can tear into those if needed right now. When you are ready, once you've taken a deep breath, you can go ahead and get started, okay?
Okay. My name is Alexis Morris. I am the CEO and founder of No Borders. No Borders is a translation firm based out of Seymour, Indiana. Our focus is hometown hospitality and bridging that gap between native and non-native speakers in our community. My story behind No Borders is Poly Building Supply. In April of 2021, my dad recently purchased Poly Building Supply. I began working there, and as time went on, I noticed a large Hispanic population began to come in. This would cause certain problems to arise, such as special orders. If a customer came in with a special order of gray metal, but Poly Building Supply translated that as brown metal, it's a hit on both the business and the customer. It's going to take the customer twice the time to get their product as it would if we got that right the first time. And the Poly Building Supply is also going to have to pay for both sets of metal because FP Supply is not going to take back a special order that Poly Building Supply ordered. It's also going to take twice the time to figure out the size, quantity, and shape of a product that a Hispanic speaking customer needed compared to a English speaking customer. By having a translation firm such as No Borders, it would show that Poly Building Supply is committed to that diverse culture that Southern Indiana now holds. So beyond Poly Building Supply, what else is the need? According to the 2020 U.S. Census Bureau, there has been a 159.4% increase of Hispanic-speaking individuals in just the last decade. This brings the total of all Jackson County residents to 13.5%. Before the first round of the Maverick Challenge, I went around to 5 local businesses and asked 2 questions. I first said, how often do you have trouble communicating with customers due to a language barrier? As you can see here, they all said very often, often, or sometimes. I then said, if we offered a translating service, how likely is your business to use it? As you can see, the results in the data table below are very similar. So how do I plan to execute this business? I'm going to start with 5 employees to match my 5 businesses that I already have committed. I'm going to advertise for these employees through colleges, students who are looking for a part-time job, churches who have a large Hispanic-speaking community, such as St. Ambrose here in Seymour, schools, and businesses. My business will have 2 options, a virtual and an in-person option. The virtual option will have 4 different membership platforms, as well as a standard rating system. And then the in-person option will just be an additional service not included in any of those memberships. In order to execute my virtual platform, I will optimize Google Voice. Google Voice is a one business platform. I can sign up for that under a premium business contract for just $30 a month. This is going to give me access to all of my employees' emails, Google Meets, calls, texts, voicemails, I'm going to have a record of any contact that my employee has with that no borders business. There's also a switch that Google Voice and Verizon have together, and Google Voice will have a button where they can switch off their phone calls to be able to take them, and then they won't be able to receive any phone calls during that time. In order to hold my employees accountable during that time period when they have that phone off, I created a minimum that they must have their switch turned on. It's 45 out of the 60 work hours of the week, so that's Monday to Saturday, 8 to 6. My employees must also attend a Monday morning meeting, whether that be virtual or in person, depending on where they're at. And then they will also earn 35% of the established rates, so 35% of the membership and the memberly rates, and then $45 an hour for any in-person service that they go on. Obviously, the strengths of my business are that one-on-one contact. We're focused on really implementing that we are a local business. And then as I've shown, there's a really strong need in our community right now. I do notice that there will be a charge compared to Google Translate, but we're going to be a lot more accurate than Google Translate. And my main concern is adaptability. Obviously, Jackson County recognizes the need. My concern is they're not willing to adapt and overcome. However, I feel if we have a local service offered, there's a much more possibility of that than if we had a big firm out of LA come in to Seymour and ask the businesses to adapt to that. Right now, I'm focused on small businesses, but in the future, I hope to look at schools, the BMV and other local public services, and then larger training sessions through Cummins or the hospital. Translation Hotline is another thread of mine. It is a service that is offered local to mine. They're out of LA, but they charge $2.20 a minute to use their service, and they offer no membership ratings. To advertise for my business, I plan to use the Office Center. I recently talked to the Office Center, and I can design flyers, print them, stamp them, and they will mail them all for me for just $180. I also talked to a local website designer called Creative Avenues. Creative Avenue can create me an entire professional interactive website for just an $800 startup fee. And then I will use other social media like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you look on the back of those business cards that I provided for you, there's a QR code which you can scan, and that opens to the website that I've already created. That website does not have a domain right now, so you do have to have a Google account to sign into it. I also provided in that envelope the No Borders Maverick Challenge Google account that I've made in case you don't already have one. In order to fund my business, I plan to apply for an SBA microloan. The loan would be $13,000 at an 8% interest rate. I also learned that the SBA pairs with the women-owned small business and offers grants such as the Amber Grant. The Amber Grant gives $10,000 a year to 3 women entrepreneurs. So the start would be to apply for those. And if I did not meet the qualities for any of those, then I would go to the loan. I also recently gave my Maverick Challenge pitch to City Hall this past Friday, and I had 5 businesses come up to me and ask to invest in my company. So I am meeting with an attorney in the following weeks to discuss that. I'm not sure if that's something I'm interested in yet, but it's definitely a possibility. Like I said, I'm going to have 4 membership ratings. How I calculated these, I took the total work hours in the month, which is 144. I then took 10% of that. And if your business thought you were going to use No Borders 10% of the time, or 15 hours a month, that would be $90 a month. And then I went up from there, 25%, 50%. The platinum would be if you thought you were going to use our business 100% of the time, such as Schneck or Cummins, bigger companies like that. And then we would be on call 100% of the time. My standard rating system, I created a minimum of $3, such as an Uber service. You couldn't just jump on the call for 30 seconds and only pay a cent rate. And then my employees would only be earning a percentage of that cent rate. But after those first 3 minutes, you're going to earn $1.20 per minute. And then 1 hour for on-call would be $65 and up from there. I do want to preference that the standard rating system is not our target market. Those membership rates are our target market, but the standard rates will be an additional service that we're going to apply. So after the first round of the Maverick Challenge, I went back to those same 5 businesses and said, if I had these 4 membership ratings, which one would you sign up for? As you can see here, 1 said bronze, 2 said silver, and then 2 said gold. This is my first month income statement. On the left-hand side, you can see the 5 businesses that I have talked to. And right off the bat, you'll notice that it is a loss. However, that's expected with any new business. I do have a lot of startup costs, such as insurance, if I patent the idea, and then a cell phone. I'm going to provide cell phones for every single one of my employees. So that's a $1,200 charge as well. If you look at my prospective first year income, which is 2023, you will see that my net profit is $56,872.80. I expect to grow at least 10 new businesses by January of 2023. And then I took out those first-time startup costs and calculated it all for a year. In the future, I plan to grow at least 10 new businesses per year. I plan to develop an app or a software system. So the idea is to grow this into a national business with a corporate office, a board of directors. And if we had a software system or app that we could print off the exact reports that no borders needed, that would eliminate a lot of human error. However, in the next 90 days to get this off the ground, I have a meeting with Jeff Lorenzo, who is an attorney here in Seymour, on Wednesday, the 23rd, and we're going to go through that. He's going to walk me through the investors, and we're going to talk through the contracts of the employees and the businesses. I also have to secure my services. Right now, I do have my own Google Voice account, but I have to upgrade that to the business account. I'm going to first apply for those grants before I apply for that SBA loan, and then advertise for my employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. Judges, do you have any questions for her?
I have one. I'm Jason back here in the corner. Do you service any other, I guess, languages besides the Hispanic community? Like, I know that Cummins has a diverse population. You have Indian, Chinese, a lot of different languages that are spoken.
In the future, that's definitely the idea. I also talked to Schneck about the language Chew, and they said that that's a big problem right now. But from all of the statistics that I've shown and everybody I've talked to, Spanish is the biggest need right now. So that's where we're going to start. But as the business grows, the idea is definitely to add more.
This is Mary. Can you explain more just about the process of like providing services? Because I think it's a great idea, like you can provide services virtually, but like how does that work? Do certain like employees, can they like text or like call a translator anytime? Like what does that look like?
So through that Google Voice platform, they will have one number, and then that number will go to all of the employees. So the board of directors will transfer them directly to their No Borders employee. So the idea is one person is connected to one business. Obviously, that's not realistic if they only have to have their call turned on 45 out of the 60 hours. But the idea is to keep them connected with that person as much as they can. So it will just be a direct transfer. It's just a switch that you can click on Google Voice and it will automatically transfer it over. So the idea is to cut out that wait time and cut out having to talk to different people every time.
This is Dan here. I'm wondering about your competition. So I mean, obviously there's Google Translate. We know that that's not always dependable, but have you done any research to look into other professional service providers or software companies that provide this type of service as well? And what were your findings?
Like I said, I looked at Translation Hotline. It's very similar to mine. They do the on-call and texting services, but they also charge $2.20 a minute, and they don't offer those direct business rates. So the idea is we're focused on businesses, and we're going to provide a discount for those businesses.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alexis, sorry, one more. So as a small business, I could see like a huge appeal to this. The question I have is like more in terms of outreach. Like for me, I would not have anywhere near the volume of these larger companies you mentioned, but it would be a very valuable service to me if a patient came in that doesn't speak English. Translation can be difficult. So I see a huge value in this, but I guess I'm kind of wondering then, so if I'm calling in, maybe just doing like 5 or 10 minutes with a patient and I'm using your service. I like, as a business, I like the rates, you know, that quick math, $5, $10, whatever. That's great. But then, so how does that work for the employees? I guess is what I don't understand. You pay them by the hour, you said. So how would you do like a 5, 10 minute call? How would you handle that?
So for every quick math, like you said, for the 90% membership rates, they would earn 35% of that 90% or $90. And then they would also earn 35% of, let's say you were on the call for 15 minutes, they would earn 35% of that as well. So the idea is we're not paying them direct salary. They're earning what they bring in, which can also get dangerous if they're not, if we don't have businesses committed all the time. But that's also why I'm meeting with Jeff Lorenzo to say, if you don't meet these standards, you're not going to be an onboarded business. Regardless, if you use 13 hours or if you use 15 hours, you're still going to pay the $90.
Okay, like the membership. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I like that idea too for if they're part-time, they can just work when they want and get, and kind of like Uber drivers do and that sort of stuff. That is a nice touch.
So Alexis, in terms of your startup costs, for you to purchase a cell phone for each of your employees, I mean, that's 2/3 of your monthly operating expenses.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect anybody that you would hire is already great at communication, and they probably already have a smartphone. So can you help us understand why you feel the need to provide them with one instead of having them use the Google Voice app that's native on on smartphones they already have?
Mm-hmm. So from what I understand with the Google Voice switch, if they shut that off, they're going to entirely shut their number off. So if they have their own cell phone, it's going to give them the ability to just entirely shut their calls off or coming in with their no border cell phone. So then they can't receive calls on that phone. Also, they could also be on their personal phone at the same time, and they wouldn't have to worry about watching a video and then getting a call. They would have that luxury of having both.
Okay.
All right, judges, any other questions? All right, thank you, Alexis. We will see you back here at noon. Thank you so much for presenting today. Up next, we are going to have Sam Law from Monroe County. His business is Backroads. All right, Sam, take it away.
All right. Nice to meet you guys. All right. So my name's Sam Law, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about my idea called Backroads Market. So first, a little bit about me. Like I said, my name's Sam. I'm a class of 2023. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur. I plan to go to pursue business after I graduate high school. I personally sold over 520 items in preparation for this business. It's an idea I've had for a long time. Those 520 items have totaled about $35,000 in sales. That number's gone up since last presentation. I think in the last 2 weeks, I've sold about $2,400 more of stuff. But I attached here some pictures of recent sales I've done, just bulk deals, stuff like that for you guys to look at. So what is Backroads? Backroads is a marketplace designed for the buying and selling of new and used streetwear. Unlike competitors, Backroads is going to offer a sell now option where you can sell directly to the marketplace. I kind of like to explain it as almost like a virtual version of your Plato's Closet or Style Encore, kind of a store like that, but done all over just our virtual marketplace. So our suppliers, I spent 2 years, really, like I said, doing research for this project. I did a 2-year internship at a resale store downtown Bloomington, just meeting people and really learning how the business works. So I've met many different people doing that. The international suppliers, we buy in bulk and sell for under market. A lot of the stuff they can get overseas, we can sell here for much cheaper than people who get it in the US can get it for. The individual suppliers, like I said, they're going to be able to sell directly to the marketplace, and we'll be able to offer about 5 times more what competitors like Plato's Closet, Style Encore, and etc. would offer. And then many used items that we're going to sell do not have a set value. So unlike new items, we're going to be able to really control that market. The demographic for Backroads is targeted for ages 13 to 30, or anybody who is just really looking to sell their sneakers and clothes and make a little extra money. The sell now option is, it's designed to encourage users to find and source products for us. So that's going to make getting those products much easier. The profitability of this, like I said, I've spent the last year planning this project and expanding my connections. I know people down in Japan who manage Bape stores. Bape is a Japanese high fashion company, and when you factor in overseas fees and stuff like that, it becomes very expensive here in the US. So it's really helpful to know somebody down there where that can get it for you for cheaper. I know a couple different managers. I send a lot of my stuff up to New Jersey to do consignment up there, and Massachusetts is another one. And then different public figures, met some rappers, DJs over the years here in Bloomington, and IU basketball players is another big one too. Sell a lot to people like that. And using these connections, Backroads is going to be able to offer to sell these products for much cheaper than our competitors and still maintain a good profit margin. So the high fashion industry, the resale business, it's on the rise right now. I've attached a link or a quote from Business Insider. So it says that it's worth about $2 billion right now, the market is, and it's expected to hit about $30 billion globally by 2030. So these are some examples of sales I've done using my connections and bulk buying. So Bape backpack, these are a constant buy and sell item that I get from the Tokyo stores. The purchase price of these with shipping including is going to be about $22.24. And the minimum sell price with respect to the current market is about $60 and a maximum sell price of about $75. So we're looking at a minimum profit of $37 and a maximum of $52, which brings our return rate to nearly 170% to 247%. So that's pretty good. Then another one I've attached right there is a V-Loan shirt. V-Loan is a rapper-owned company here in the US that does very exclusive drops. So the supply is always going to be very limited and it drives prices up. So the purchase price for these, I bought a bulk order of 8 of these shirts for $464, and I sold 8 of them for about $100 each, which brought my profit to $336 and a return rate of 72%. So the profitability of used streetwear. So used streetwear is very different than new streetwear. I like to explain it almost as buying a new car. The second you drive that car off the lot, its value is just going to go down and down and down and down. So it's kind of the same thing like that. So there's a lot of different collector shoes we sell. So here's a great example of one of these. This is the Off-White Air Jordan 1. This is made by a designer named Virgil Abloh, who recently passed away from cancer, but he worked with Louis Vuitton for a long time and started his own very exclusive high fashion brand. So a new price of these is about $9,200, which seems ridiculous for a pair of shoes, but there are people in the world that will pay that. And a price of a pair worn only one time, like even slipped on, tags cut off, whatever, that's going to be only $4,000 to $5,000. So you're looking at a 46 to 56% decrease in price just for a pair worn, for 2 seconds. So an example of a sale I've done for this is I bought a pair of used size 9 Yeezy 350 blue tints for $190, and I got a free hoodie included in that deal, just due to some bartering. The price I paid, like I said, $190. These went for about $400 new. I spent 30 minutes cleaning them and sold them a month later after watching the prices of them go up for about $290, and then sold the hoodie for $60, which brought my total profit to $160 just for 30 minutes of scrubbing a shoe and easy work like that. So here's some customer feedback and implications that I've done. So shipping time is a big thing for all of our customers. Everybody loves to get their stuff fast and they like to get it, safely and not damaged. So we had to kind of experiment a lot with different shipping options, but ultimately we decided to go with the UPS ground. UPS ground is about 1/2 of the price of USPS, and it can get your package there much cheaper, and they're usually more reliable with not losing it and not getting the boxes damaged and stuff like that. So we've started to use that to really help our customers get their stuff quicker and just be more satisfied ultimately. Another one I've done is increasing the photos of my products. So I've attached here, those are 2 pictures that I took about a year ago when I first started to seriously sell shoes. The products with aesthetically pleasing photos, like I said, they're more likely to sell. And now after this being brought up by many different customers about our photos, I spent some of the business money to buy a light box to create photos that really pop more for the customers. And I attached those on the right there. I've spent, due to the past Maverick challenge a couple weeks ago, I got a prize of $500 and I've started to spend that on different things to make the photos pop even more. So I'm about to order a all white box just to kind of, bring the photo quality up even more. So the bottom line is that Backroads can perform for a lower cost and higher profits than other sellers. It pays better than other businesses. Like I said, we're going to be able to offer about 5 times more than Plato's Closet will be able to offer, or places like Style Encore. I got that number from just things I bought there over the years. There's been many times that I've went to Plato's Closet to buy different things to sell, and I've realized that they sell stuff. Like a great example is I bought a pair of shoes there for about $80 and sold them for $160. So that's where I really got the idea for this company, because I was thinking, I'm sure the seller would have been much more satisfied, obviously, if they would have just gotten the $80 up front, and I could have bought them for $80 and sold them for $160. So we'll really be able to offer them much more money for their goods. And then using connections and bulk orders and sourcing done by others to find product. Like I said, people here don't have a lot of these connections that I built over the years because of, like I said, I spent 2 years interning at a store, so I met a lot of people down there. Then we're going to provide a cheaper alternative to other used marketplaces. So ultimately, like I said, it's easier to avoid the highway robbery with Backroads. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, Sam. Our judges are going to start to ask you some questions.
For sure.
Sam, it's Mary. I just have a few questions about what are your advertising strategies? Because like you said, very few people would pay, a lot of money for these certain items, but there are people willing to pay. So how do you advertise? How do you find that target audience that you're looking for?
So a lot of it with the shoe community, it's a lot of just kind of meeting people and then getting introduced to other people. So I met a lot of the people who I sell. I brought it up a lot in this presentation, but I met a lot of them through my internship at the store downtown. But I haven't really started to sell stuff that expensive yet because I've, like you said, I've realized that there's not a big market for that, especially here in Indiana. So I've stuck to things usually below $500. I think $500 is like the max I've sold for, but I do hope that eventually I can get up to that point and maybe start marketing towards different states, like California is a big one for that.
Hey Sam, this is Dan here. I'm just kind of wondering, it sounds like you almost have 2 different ventures going on here between your own sales and, if I'm understanding you properly, building the platform called Backroads, where you could be the marketplace and not just a participant. So could you explain just a little bit more to me where Backroads is at as a platform versus where you're at as an individual seller who might use that platform down the road?
So as I've been selling, I've realized that one of the biggest inconveniences for me is just finding product. Because like I said, Indiana is just not really a place for that. So I thought that maybe developing my own sort of marketplace and putting more money into really advertising it could help get people to sell to me. But right now, Backroads is just kind of like an expansion on the idea of, just the Sam Law business right now. but it's just something I hope to do, kind of like the next step in my resale business.
Okay, yeah, when you're pitching, I would maybe add a little information about this is where I'm at now and I see building into this platform and what that will look like. Because yeah, there's definitely something worth exploring there for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, judges, any other questions or comments?
Good.
All right, thank you, Sam, so much for presenting this morning. Excellent work. For those of you
Great,
who
thank
are
you.
with us as we prepare, we actually just received word that our last participant has had to withdraw there due to a family emergency. So we will give our judges about 30 minutes for their final deliberations, and then we will come back here at about 11:30, 11:35 for the award ceremony. So we will be running a little bit ahead of schedule due to that change in schedule. So once again, we're going to give our judges about 30 minutes, and then we will turn at about 11:30, 11:35 for the final awards. We are back. Thank you for your patience. Our judges have finished deliberating and they took their job very seriously. I do not know that I have ever seen a group of judges deliberate so much. You guys had excellent presentations today. I am so proud of what we saw this morning and the work that you guys have put in, students that you've put into this over the past semester was very evident. Before we announce our winners, I also want to take a moment to thank all of our partners, both our county coordinators in each respective county, and also our teachers that support our students and our program each and every year. We could not pull off our programming without their support. Obviously, we also wanted to have another thank you to our judges for giving up a Saturday morning to be with us here today. I'm sure they could have all found something else to do with their time, but they chose to be with us, and they have some excellent feedback to provide with all of our students that will be coming out later this week. So on that note, students, I do want to give you a couple reminders that you will receive recordings of the morning. Later this week, you will also receive notes from the judges. And if you are an award winner this morning, be on the lookout for an email from me with information receiving your prize money. Finally, students, one last thing. If you have signed up to compete and innovate within the statewide pitch competition, if you would please let me know. We would love to be able to support you as you prepare for the competition, and we also want to be able to cheer you on as you advance through those rounds. We always love watching our students advance through Innovate Within, and luckily, our students usually do an outstanding job. Without further ado, then, we are going to go ahead and announce our winners for this morning. As I said, this was a very tough job for our judges, and I am very glad that I did not have to make the decision. This morning, receiving the Judges' Choice Award is Sam Law from Backroads for embodying the entrepreneurial spirit and deep potential. Congratulations, Sam. Moving on then to second place this morning is Tanner Fox from Foxwash for Best Opportunity to Impact the Community Today and the Best Active Prototype. Congratulations, Tanner. And finally, our Maverick Challenge winner for the 2021-2022 regional finals from No Borders is Alexis Morris for embodying the Maverick Challenge focused on innovation and community impact. Congratulations, Alexis. All of our judges, I can see them in the other room clapping. We must say that I can probably speak for all of them. We wish we were with you celebrating in person. We hope you're cheering along at home. But thank you so much for joining us, students. Excellent work throughout the past semester and this morning as you presented. Thanks for hanging through us if you were in the audience through technical difficulties and delays. We are so appreciative of your support. Have a great morning.
Thank you, guys.